Alright.
Alright, we're back. Now we're underneath the car. We raised it up properly, and as I mentioned earlier, the things that you won't notice if you're on top of the car because of all that glazing that you would if you're underneath. There's an oil leak here. You can see that's coming from the transmission. There's minor oil leaks underneath the car. Also, one more thing you need to check are the brakes. Come here, and you see that if the caliper here has come out, there are still enough brakes. They're probably at 50%, but normally if the caliper is all the way out, then the pads
now, where's
are out.
The caliper? What little thing? What little?
This here is the caliper.
Okay. So how?
It's actually right here is a caliper. This is actually what compresses these brake pads to the rotor.
Okay.
That's how you get your braking.
Okay.
And another thing that a mechanic would normally check is the suspension parts. Normally, rubber has a way of fading and breaking over time, no matter what the weather is or the use. So suspension parts, especially in European cars, they get bad quite often. You're looking at every 6-7 years. This is pretty good as far as the rubber is concerned, but normally the rubber will start cracking, and once it starts breaking, the suspension parts get out of line. Another thing to check would be the exhaust. In Chicago, you get a lot of rust on the exhaust system. And exhaust systems in these cars are pretty expensive to replace. So
like how much? When you say expensive, how much is expensive?
I'm talking close to $1,000 sometimes on rusted exhaust. But in most cases, car owners keep the exhaust pretty well because they don't drive as much, especially like luxury cars. So it doesn't get corroded, but salt on the street causes a lot of corrosion underneath the car, so it's very important for us to kind of check that to see the effect of that corrosion. As you can tell, the rear brake pads probably need to be replaced at the moment. They seem to be past their lifespan.
I wish I knew what a brake pad. Well, will you point to the brake pad because I'm like, I don't know.
That's the brake pad.
Okay.
I can give you an example of one.
Okay, hold this. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that totally know what all these parts are, and I'm a journalist, not a mechanic. That's why we have Sean. Wow.
Okay, we have an example here for brake pad. This is actually worn down. There's no more pad left here. Normally a pad is full, like this.
Oh wow, that's a big difference.
Right. So once the asbestos material that's in the edge of the pad runs out, metal starts touching the rotors, and that's what normally causes the squeaking noises you hear from brakes a lot.
Why do they make more noise when it's raining outside, when it's wet?
When it's wet, in most cases the rotor kind of gets rusted. So the rust in the rotor actually, just like metal, it rubs against the pads and makes the noises.
Okay.
That you hear in most cases.
Cool.
All right.
Yep. Alrighty.
Okay, well, I guess we're all done.
Thank you. So you want to say your name again?
I'm Sean from Galani Auto Clinic.
And Galani is in Chicago, Illinois.
It's in Bucktown, Wicker Park. And we mostly work on Europeans, but we have extensive experience on bodywork and mechanical.
Number. Tell me your phone number.
773-342-8882.
Okay. Thanks you guys. Thanks, Sean.